Guys, it's finally here. The first negative what to watch. I am just so excited. I'd like to thank everybody who got me here. Let's talk about mediocrity. So I just went to go see the new Key and Peele movie, Keanu. So Keanu is all about a guy who just kind of gets a little baby kitten. The cat just kind of like comes to his house, used to belong to this big like drug lord or something. And then he loves the cat because it's like the cutest cat ever. And that's coming from a dog person who actually kind of hates cats. This kitten is adorable. But then someone breaks into his house, steals the cat, and now he has to go to this huge drug-dealing gangster thug type person to try to get his cat Keanu back. Now I came into this movie kind of hoping it was going to be good because it's Key and Peele. And that's something I want to mention right off the bat. This isn't coming from someone who doesn't like Key and Peele. I like Key and Peele. I think they're really funny guys. But this movie isn't really that funny. And I'll start off with the things I liked about this movie, because I did like a few things, namely Key and Peele. No matter how bad the skit or movie they're in, they're funny. They have this crazy good chemistry that cannot be beat. And on top of that, I actually kind of like the premise. I love John Wick, and I think this is like a really good, funny way to parody it, but also not directly parody it. So I thought it was like a funny idea, but the idea wasn't built on well enough in the movie. It just kind of became Key and Peele pretending to be gangsters for like an hour. So while the idea is good, the execution isn't very good because this plot makes no sense whatsoever. So many things just kind of happen in the movie and there's never like a good explanation for why. And look, comedies have a lot more freedom to do things that don't exactly make sense, but there are movies that have done it so much better. I think my favorite example of this is Anchorman. None of that makes any sense, but the nonsense is part of what makes it so funny, and this movie has none of that. Like for example, when Key and Peele find out the guy they're looking for named Cheddar operates out of this bar, they go to the bar and try to act like gangsters. So originally they come in and they're talking all normal like, but then they start trying to talk like gangsters when some gangster type people come up to them, and they never ask for Cheddar. They never mention that they're here to see Cheddar, but the gang people just kind of assume they are for some reason. Key's character is one that is normally kind of uptight and stuck up, but decides to really go full gangster into the movie, and it's just not done very well. The transition doesn't exist. It just kind of happens. It switches and then you just accept it and move on. And stuff like that has been done in other comedies, but they've done it so much better. There's like a clear moment where you see them decide to make that switch. In this movie, it just kind of happens. Another thing, with a lot of modern day comedies, there's a lot of back and forth improv between the actors. Now, I'm fine with this. There's a lot of movies that have done it really well, but this one is just another one of the movies that actually hasn't. So the improv in this movie, on top of not being that funny, doesn't do anything to add to the story or the scene. These improv scenes just kind of happen and then they continue on with the script. You can very clearly tell where the script ends, where the improv starts and ends, and then where the script picks back up again. Another thing this movie liked to do is take jokes a little bit too far. In this movie, it's too long, but I don't think they know it's going on for too long. I'll say there's a scene where Key is in a car and Peele is in a big house, and that scene could have easily been cut in half. But the big thing, all of this could have easily been forgiven if I just laughed during the movie. Sure, I chuckled throughout the movie. There are funny bits in it that are chuckle-worthy, but nothing laugh-worthy. There wasn't that one big funny moment in this movie. There wasn't any moment that made people laugh out loud. So now I'm at a conflict because I've said a lot of negative things, but I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's a bad movie, but I also don't think I can call it a good movie either. It's would I recommend you go see it? Probably not. But I just don't feel comfortable calling it fully bad because their chemistry is really good. Some of the characters actually are kind of likable. And even the jokes that go on for too long, they start off actually being kind of funny. They just don't know when to call it quits. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give this thing a solid Justin Long. That's right, the first ever Justin Long, the epitome of mediocrity. As far as brain on and brain off, I'm just gonna give it a double thumbs down. There's nothing special about the movie. The cat's cute, but that's what the internet's for. And really, you're gonna forget about this movie. It's cool that they finally got to make a feature film. I think that's great, and more power to them to try to make more and learn from their mistakes. But for this one, it missed the mark. It wasn't very good, and I can't recommend it because you're gonna see it, you might chuckle, but you're gonna forget about it pretty soon. So have you guys seen Keanu? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Am I some evil cat-hating monster or something like that? If you guys liked the video, I would appreciate it if you would like it and share it with your friends, and until next time, go see The Martian and The Jungle Book. The Jungle Book is really good.